government doesn't tax them. But Dr. Gandhi said, that's fine and good. I'm not coming after that. But you have a cafeteria. That cafeteria makes money. How about getting me some sales tax on it?
Hey.
And of course he got that.
That food court is pretty amazing, too, at the World Bank.
And we have many universities, too. And by the way, same thing goes for the universities. I mean, these are nonprofit, but they do certain things to make some money. So these nonprofits, some of these nonprofits that I know of are political nonprofits. You know what they do? They give awards, and they request their companies to make donations, and then they get awards. I mean, you will see same people getting awards. I mean, it just bothers me, but I understand that's the model. I mean, if you got your hand out, you know, you can only work with who gives you the money.
You know, I have another example of sort of a public-private partnership. Many of you probably heard the term social entrepreneurship. And now in this holiday season, the season of giving, we're thinking about ways in which we can also, fund charities and different groups. Well, many of you have probably heard of an organization called Kiva.org, K-I-V-A. It's actually a website where you can give to micro-enterprise organizations around the world, different businesses doing kind of small business. You can give a micro loan of maybe $25, not a huge sum of money, to help a small business in one of 60 different countries. Now, I did not know, because I've actually donated through Kiva.org before, that the president of this organization is Premal Shah, an Indian American. And he actually came up with the idea of Kiva.org when he was working for PayPal. He had this idea that we can do online giving to microfinance. And back in October 2005, he started Kiva.org. Now there are many other such websites that you can go to give your money and to lend it to some really interesting small and creative businesses.
It's even for-profit organizations that make, and you can invest in it.
Exactly. It's your investment. And so what we're doing is taking that idea of charity and changing it a little bit to encourage entrepreneurship. And there seems to be a real wave of this now. A lot of people in the business sector, in the private sector, who are saying, you know what, business can do good. And so let's find ways of doing things in a more interesting way and invite more people, even people with just the $25 to lend, to get involved.
It's a great idea, yes. A couple of weeks ago, folks, FDA stopped the drug called Avastin, which is for breast cancer for women in this country. Now, Roche Pharmaceuticals, that's the one that makes it, has started another campaign in Germany. What they're saying is, if our drug Avastin does not cure cancer, we give you your money back.
Wow. So
now,
they're giving up on the U.S. and moving off to Germany.
No. I mean, in Europe, that's what the program they've started. Up here in the United States, this is what the FDA said. You know, what we need in healthcare is solid proven evidence from clinical trials about what works. But there are women who swear by it, and they are very upset at the United States government, and they're saying, how can you do this? This is like imposing a death sentence on me. I was on my way for being cured, and now this is what you have done. But at the same time, Roche Pharmaceuticals in Germany are guaranteeing that women who will take this particular drug, if they're not cured, money back. Now, remember, this drug costs as much as $5,000 a month.
Wow.
And it takes sometimes 11 to 12 months to get well. But sure, it has a lot of side effects. And that side effects, it's been pretty bad. It's clinical trials say this is not a 100% safe drug. But then when the drug is 100% safe, then it doesn't do 100% work sometimes.
So what is that balance, right, between the safety of the patient and then, of course, the side effects and then the effectiveness of the drug?
That's right. And in that case, University of Pennsylvania, this is what they said. We don't want somebody running around with a rebate program, a guarantee, or a coupon. We want solid clinical trials. I mean, that debate is for women that have breast cancer. I really think it is extremely important for FDA to sort of allow it. Those who are willing to pay themselves it should be allowed. And if it is money back guarantee, what do you lose?
Have you ever heard of someone being called a Wikimedian? Well, if you're an active user of the website Wikipedia, you might know exactly what I'm talking about. A Wikimedian is an avid reader, writer, and editor of the online encyclopedia Wikipedia. Now, this is something, that a lot of students love to use to look up information. It's really easy to look things up on Wikipedia, and it's all populated by users. Wikipedia is becoming more and more popular in India. There's an article in BBC featuring this 21-year-old Abhishek Suryavanshi, who's a Wikimedian, and he is one of 700 people who attended India's first ever Wikipedia conference. So this is a pretty sizable conference. Suryavanshi is a student from Pune, and he started editing entries on Wikipedia just 18 months ago. But the founder of Wikipedia, Jimmy Wales, has big plans to broaden Wikipedia and the website in India. Basically, he sees that growing internet population, which is being put at somewhere around 100 million people in India right now, and he wants to encourage more entries being made in local languages. Right now, there are 35,844 editors in the English Wikipedia. But for Hindi, there are only 50 editors. So there's a huge scope to expand in other local languages. They're also looking at how to integrate Wikipedia into the educational system. So government schools in Kerala have partnered with the Wikipedia's foundation to distribute DVDs that contain Wikipedia entries, and children can read those DVDs and those encyclopedia entries on school-issue laptops. So they're trying to find creative ways to make Wikipedia part of the Indian culture and education.
I like Wikipedia. They give you good information. Anything you want to know about any country, if you want to know about any particular subject, they have a lot to say, I'm going to go into a little low-tech. Folks, you must have noticed nowadays on the cross-section near Tyson's Corner and other places, there are these people who are standing there with an arrow. They're showing you a sign about a store that has a sale or going out of business. And you find these guys twirling the sign, and you really think that, oh my God, the guy is bored and he's probably out of his mind. He's not doing justice to the sign. Not like the old days when, they used to wear a sandwich board, walk up and down the street.
But it was so boring before. They didn't do anything.
That's right. But now these guys, by the way, folks, they're doing it deliberately. They have moves. They go to YouTube to actually register their moves. It was actually invented by one young man who was so bored carrying a board for some company that he decided